Yo, what's good everyone? Just a quick little video. I'm gonna title this, Not Everyone Will Understand You, and That's Okay. So, I've been in this game for about a couple years now. I've been dabbling across different businesses. I've always been that guy who's tried many different things, failed at many different things, and succeeded at a couple things when it comes to entrepreneurship. If you've been following me, you might know, and I'll tell you a little story right now. So, a few years ago, one of my first businesses that took off, and I put in quotation marks took off because it started to gain some traction, and that was when I really started to make my first Wi-Fi money. It was growing Instagram pages. If you follow Iman Gadzi, you'll know what that is, but you start an Instagram page on something like sports or cars or whatever. You grow it to a certain following, and then you monetize off of it. You monetize off of that audience. You could sell an ebook, you could sell an affiliate product, you could sell shout outs, whatever you want. The sky's the limit. So I did one of that, I did one of those. Took me, and I grew it to 30K followers. It took me quite a while, but we made it work. Learned a lot about the process, about Instagram, about marketing, right? So I learned a lot during that period, and then I started to monetize it. I started to monetize it with the different ways that I just mentioned. But the reason I bring this up is because in the beginning, when it was going from 0 to 10,000 followers, or from 0 near the beginning, that's when it was the hardest, right? People say going from 0 to 10K in terms of money, or in terms of anything, going from the beginning, going from 0 to 1 is much, much harder than going from 1 to 100, right? And most people can't wrap their head around this, but it's true, because when you're from 0 to 1, there's a lot of things you need to unlearn, and there's a lot of things that you need to learn, right? Things you need to unlearn being societal conditioning. You gotta learn to let go of what people think of you. You gotta learn to be okay with failure. You gotta learn to reverse your beliefs about certain things, about money, about people. But then when you get to 100, when you go from 1 to 100, you've already built some sort of good foundation. So therefore, the only thing that's holding you back is not doing the things that got you there in the first place enough, if that makes sense. So if you're growing a business and you're selling cupcakes and you're at 0 right now, you're at 1 right now, you want to get to 100, all you need to do is just sell more cupcakes. That's just a very random example. But anyways, people can't wrap their head around that. They think going from 0 to 1 is going to be just as hard as going from 1 to 100, or vice versa, right? So anyway, a lot of the reason why it was hard for me in the beginning was because of what people thought of me and what people were saying. So I started this when I was in secondary school. I was in year 10, just figuring out what to do in the summer to make money. And again, I was hustling. I was trying different things out, and it didn't work out most of the time. But then when I started this, sure, there weren't any results in the beginning. I was posting on this random luxury page. I was posting other people's content, giving credit. I was trying to grow this thing. I didn't really tell my friends about it in case they were going to say something bad about it. But it didn't take long for people to realize what I was doing, to really find out, and to start talking about it, right? And it wasn't all good things. So they started talking about it. They started saying what's the point of you doing this? Look how stupid this is. They'll show it to their friends and be like, what's this guy doing? It's kind of weird, right? And I get them. I completely understand. Not everyone's gonna do that type of stuff, right? No one's gonna try and start a business while they're in secondary school. No one's gonna be posting on social media that much. So they had every right to do that. And they're not entitled to say anything good about me. So anyway, that's what they were saying. A lot of criticism, a lot of hate, a lot of what would you call it, backhanded compliments, right? But I just stuck to it. I kept growing the page, kept doing what I was doing. I didn't care what they were saying. And not long before that, I hit 10K followers, right? And followers isn't everything. What really mattered the most was actually starting to monetize it, actually starting to make money out of it, because that's a big thing. Yeah, it's probably not much money, but you got to think about it this way, guys. And especially if you guys have already made your first few dollars or pounds using Wi-Fi money, right? you can think back to the first time you made Wi-Fi money, and you can vividly remember that feeling. You can vividly remember when you did it, where you did it, how you did it, right? So the reason for that being is because it just opens your mind to what's possible. If I can make money without having to rely on a boss and showing up to work every single day, if I can generate a single dollar from that, and I can make 100, I can do that again and again, right? So it's a great feeling, guys. It's a great feeling, and I'm sure you can relate. So that's when it really started to game. That's when it really started to change for me, guys. It's when I started making Wi-Fi money. It wasn't a lot, as I said. It started off with like the first $5 and then $10, and then I just kept seeing notifications come in. And then not long before that, people started to talk about that too, right? It's a good thing on my end, but then people, envy, jealousy, and this isn't to put myself on a pedestal, but it's just what happens, guys, in the game. When you start to make progress, or if you're not making progress, people are going to talk about it either way, right? So there's nothing you can do about it. This is the game. It doesn't matter if you're at zero, it doesn't matter if you're at 30K a month, it doesn't matter if you're at the top of the game. People always have something to say. And it's just your job to block it out, to just accept it and just block it out and keep doing your thing, right? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, guys. It's just talk. Because I'll respect the person who's in the arena 10 times more than the person who's a spectator, right? Regardless if they win or lose. I had a friend who recently had their first Muay Thai fight, and he didn't win. He got appointed. I hope he's cool with me telling you guys this. I'm sure he is, because he posted it on social media. But he basically lost. But the respect I have, and I already respected him deeply because I work with this guy, and I already respected him deeply. But the fact that he got in the ring, and it was on short notice too, guys. It was on short notice. It was in 3 days. I thought he was gonna get it done next month or the month after that, but he got it done as soon as possible. He lost, but that doesn't matter to me, guys. It doesn't matter if he lost or not, and neither should it matter to you. It's the fact that he stepped in that ring and really tested himself to see what he was capable of, and he did what he said he was gonna do. That's what garnered respect. That's what really garnered respect from me. Much more than what I already had, right? So you'll always get more respect from people if you step in the arena as opposed to if you were just a spectator, right? In any endeavor in life, you're always going to get spectators who always have something to say, but will never actually get in that ring to do something about it, right? I forgot the quote, but it's something about taking the path less traveled. You got to take the path less traveled, guys. If you want what most people can't have in this life, you have to take the path that most people will not be willing to take. You're going to be willing to do actions that people aren't willing to take. And you've got to be more consistent to the people who aren't willing to be as consistent as you. So when I do this business now, it's all the same thing. When I'm appointment setting, when I'm starting my own thing, whenever I do anything, there's always going to be someone who has something to say about it. Like Matt, for example, Matt, all you want is money. Well, no one's ever said that. I'm talking shit at this point, but you know what I mean, guys. It's like there's always going to be someone who has something to say, even at the slightest thing. So I'll make a post, and then there's always going to be and it's always the anon people. It's always the people with no followers or very little followers. It's always the people who are private, or it's the ones who just look like dorks. Right? These 4 people always have the most to say, and I don't blame them, because they're comfy behind their little screen, right? They probably hate their lives, so they always have something to say. I'll post something, even if it's not controversial at all, someone will still have something to say about it. I will put something out, someone has something to say about it. Everyone's got an opinion these days. Not all of it's going to be good, but what are you going to do about it, right? If you're going to get into, let's put this into context. If you're going to get into appointment setting, and what I advise you to do, guys, is to not tell your friends about it. Unless you know for a fact they're going to support you. I wouldn't tell my friends about it. I wouldn't tell my family about it, nothing. I just put my head down, get to work, focus on the first step, which is landing a position. Because you don't need that extra baggage. You do not need that extra baggage when it comes to starting your own thing. And especially in the beginning, like I said, it's always harder in the beginning. You don't need that extra baggage. And I know you want that dopamine. You want that reward because whenever you tell someone you're gonna do something, you feel like you've already accomplished something when you really haven't, right? But just resist the urge. So if you're gonna get started on appointment setting, if you're gonna make some sort of big move, such as leaving your 9-to-5 job for appointment setting, or if you want to decide you want to do remote closing and start really changing your life through there and making the most amount of money through there, then don't fucking tell anyone. You don't need to fucking tell anyone. Just put your head down, watch my YouTube videos, educate yourself, but most importantly, take action without telling anyone. Because the thing that's going to do the most talking is the results that you get from it. Your first commission, your second commission, your record month. That's what's going to do the talking. You moving out, you buying that new thing, you gifting your parents something, the audience you're getting from your personal brand. That's what's going to do the talking, guys. You don't need to do the talking. You don't need to, we call it mental masturbation, but you don't need to do some mental masturbation, giving yourself dopamine that you don't need because you feel like you've done something when you really haven't done something. People aren't going to understand what you're doing at first, and that's completely fine. If people do find out, you've got to be okay with it. You've got to smile, you've got to nod, you just got to move on. Let it go through one ear out the other. I got clowned on when I started that Instagram page, but guess what? We grew it, we monetized it. We got in, we got out, mission complete. Mission complete. Started my coaching business. Got in, got out, mission complete. Signed clients, grew my audience. When I started this YouTube channel, guys, and you look at my first few videos, what do you think happened? I got clowned on. I mean, I even clowned myself because it was that bad. I clown myself to this day about my old YouTube videos. But guys, had I not started this YouTube video, I wouldn't be where I am today. And you guys probably wouldn't be, not to say in an arrogant way, but you guys probably wouldn't be where you are today. And I'm saying that in the way that you probably would never see the content, you probably would never see the videos. And maybe it was that one video that you had in mind that I made. It's different for everyone, that potentially changed the trajectory of where your life is going, right? Because I get a lot of messages from people. They say, thanks to your videos, I landed a position, or thanks to your videos, I managed to hit 4K a month with my appointment setting gig. Just simple comments like that, or even just, your videos helped me so much, keep posting them. That wouldn't be happening if I didn't post. If I listened to what people thought about me, if I listened to what people who aren't in the position I want to be in, if I let that take over, we wouldn't be fucking here today, would we? Okay? And one more thing, guys. I know you love the appointment setting videos. I'm gonna start documenting me getting into sales, because appointment setting, it's been fun, it's been good, but I think right now I'm overstaying my visit. I think where I really want a new challenge, guys, is closing. And I have done closing before, I've done sales calls before, and I've taken about 100 at this point, about a couple hundred at this point, not a couple of hundred. I haven't taken that many, but I've taken around 100. I know that's not enough reps, but we move, right? That's why I'm getting into it now. So I'm gonna document the journey, take you guys along. I mean, I got a sales call in a couple of hours, so I'll let you know how that goes, but there's always gonna be someone who will clown me for doing this. There's always gonna be someone who has something to say. Let's talk about family, right? They didn't like what I was doing. They didn't like when I dropped out of uni. First year, I dropped out of uni, if you didn't know, to pursue entrepreneurship, to pursue what was then my coaching business, which then turned into full-time appointment setting, and they didn't like that. I went back home after uni, after I dropped out, and after trying to make the first year count of running my coaching business, didn't go fucking anywhere. I got a couple clients through the door, but it was very inconsistent, so I had nothing to show for it. So when I came back to my parents' house last year in June, July, I felt a lot of shame because I thought deep down I did not make these guys proud. And they were putting all this work in for me, but I really didn't do anything about it. That's the feeling I got. And it was terrible. I spent the next 9 months back at home trying to figure my life out, trying to figure out business, trying to get my health right, my mind right. And it was just constant criticism. And again, I understand where they're coming from. If I had a son like that, and I didn't, if I had a son like that, I'd probably do the same thing, to be honest. But I just pushed that to the side, like I told you guys. I just pushed that to the side, just did my thing, kept trying to figure it out, kept asking for help, putting one foot in front of the other, and something started to work. It started to click, and then before you know it, I announced the move out to Thailand. Told them, hey guys, I'm gonna move out to Thailand. Here's what's happening, yada yada yada. And I didn't tell them about this too. I didn't tell them about the plan because again, I didn't need any more excess baggage from other people interfering with my vision, my future, right? So I told them, and then when I'm out here, guys, we've got a great relationship now. We've got a great relationship. Now there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of understanding. But again, if I let what they said influence my decisions, then we wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be talking to the camera here today. I wouldn't be at the level I'm at today. I wouldn't have met the people that I've met today. So guys, you just gotta realize, what do you prioritize more? Do you prioritize the things that other people say, who may not even be in the position that you want to be? Or do you prioritize the vision you have for your life? Do you prioritize the decisions that you're gonna make right now to get to the life that you want? You gotta pick one. All in or nothing, burn the boats. You gotta pick one. Because whether you do it or not, someone's always got something to say. Okay? So go for any aspect in life, not just business. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're in a similar situation, you can hit my DMs. You can even ask me for advice. But this should be more than enough advice for you. And you know the answer. Deep down, guys, you probably already know the answer, but you're just too scared to do it, or you're not willing to do it, basically. So yeah, go out there. You only got one life. Make it count. And I'll see you in the next one.